What a day! What a lovely day! Frontier just announced the upcoming DLC for Jurassic World Evolution 2, and it is possibly the best thing ever, which is a feathered species pack. Let's check out the trailer. The Feathered Species Pack will introduce 4 new feathered species into Jurassic World Evolution 2. It will release on March 30th, so that is, let me check for a second, next week. That is Thursday next week, and it'll sell for £6, $8 or €8. And we're just going to be talking about the species that we're going to get, which is super, super, super exciting. My ultimate favorite feathered species is in, and I think one of the all-time favorite for everyone else as well. And what I mean when I say the all-time favorite for most people, I mean Yutyrannus. Frontier describes Yutyrannus as befittingly named feathered tyrant, derived from Mandarin, Chinese, and Latin. The Yutyrannus is one of the largest known feathered carnivores, with its incredibly striking nasal crest and stunning coat. It's likely to make a thrilling addition to your park. And Yutyrannus was the feathered species that they teased the day before with the picture of just the tip, just the tail. I was honestly convinced by all of the people replying to me on Twitter and in the comment section that it was going to be Ornithomimus, but I'm very happy that it's Yutyrannus. I mean, no disrespect to Ornithomimus, but this is definitely a little bit more exciting, a little bit more thrilling, I think. It looks absolutely gorgeous. You can see the color variations. I think we have 2 different colors in this specific image right here. I'm very, very excited to see all of the different colorations because Frontier does absolutely fantastic work with their more recent skins. But I mean, Pyroraptor, Oviraptor, some of the most colorful, most striking skins in the game with that feathered coat. So I cannot wait to see all of the different variations of the Yutyrannus. Of course, I will be showcasing everything once the DLC comes out. So if you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing to the channel, join almost 150,000 people who absolutely love this game, and yeah, just get hyped about this for next week. I'm gonna be showing everything and building cool exhibits for them. Let's move to the next species in the pack, which is, I'm just gonna be frank, it's a species I had never even heard of, but it is really, really fun that we're getting something that looks so odd. This is definitely very much out there. I'm gonna struggle with this pronunciation, but I'm gonna try. Jahalopterus? Is that correct? Jahalopterus. Agile and quick in flight, the Jahalopterus prides itself as one of the smallest airborne species in the game. Their small stature allows them to soar through the air with ease, chasing down insects for their next meal. Yes, people, chasing down insects for their next meal. I mean, surely that has to mean that we are finally getting an insect feeder being added to Jurassic World Evolution 2. I know they've made that mistake before where they hinted at an insectivore diet and they didn't follow through, but I want to assume that they learned from that mistake and didn't make the same mistake again. So I think that the free update is going to include an insectivore feeder, and we're going to be talking more about what's coming in the free update later on in the video, because we are already getting the first bits of super exciting information about that. Next up, my personal favorite. I was hoping that the tease from yesterday was this dinosaur. It wasn't, but it still made it into this pack. I mean, come on, a feathered species pack is not complete without Deinocheirus. With arms longer than any bipedal dinosaur, the Deinocheirus is sure to wow your guests. Its fascinating duck-like bill and broad hump makes this dinosaur a distinctive prehistoric species to add to your parks. You'll most likely find them foraging on their favorite meal, plants. Now, there was a leak a while back where they found in the in-game files an icon for an animal that has a diet consisting of both fish and plants. And Deinocheirus was one of the dinosaurs that was brought up in the discussion of what could this icon possibly be for. And it might still be that the Deinocheirus has a mixed diet. After all, the text says that its favorite meal is plants. It doesn't say it's exclusively herbivorous. But at the moment, I am gonna err on the side of caution and just assume that it is a plant eater, but I'm very excited to see if maybe there's a little bit more complex things going on with its diet. It would kind of make sense, right? I mean, if they're gonna go the extra mile for the small flying creature in this pack, they might as well do the same for Deinocheirus and give it a mixed diet as well. They also did that with Oviraptor after all, so I feel like we have established something here. They can do different than just strictly carnivorous and strictly herbivorous. The fourth and final species in the pack is Sinosauropteryx. This small carnivorous dinosaur is notable for its short arms and remarkably long tail that was thought to be used for balance as it ran on its hind legs. Traditionally named the Chinese dragon bird, the Sinosauropteryx is covered in delicate hair-like feathers and a wavy striped tail that is sure to make an impactful impression on your guests. And it's absolutely adorable. It is very small, and the downside of that, we know that from Morus Intrepidus and the Compi. You really have to get down there with capture mode to properly look at them. So that's the one downside of small creatures like this, right? You don't see them all that often unless you really zoom in, but you can bet that I will definitely be doing that, zooming in. At the end of this page, we also have a little bit of information on Update 6. This is not the full information yet. Once we have the full forum post, I will be making a dedicated video about that. But I just want to give you the highlights, and oh my god, are the highlights very high. The first one is remote viewing galleries. These galleries are essentially new building attractions you can place inside enclosures to give your guests front row seats to watch their favorite prehistoric species. So this reminds me very much of the viewing domes from Jurassic Park Operation Genesis that people always keep referring to as something they want in the game. You can just place one of these things in the middle of your enclosure, and I'm guessing there's gonna be like a tunnel system, perhaps comparable to how we make the Hyperloop system currently, for guests to access this viewing thing in the middle of the enclosure. There are two types of galleries you can place in your park: the log viewing gallery and the dome viewing gallery. The log viewing gallery is something that we've been asking for so long, and it's so exciting to see that come into the game finally after we saw it in Jurassic World Evolution. After we saw it in Jurassic World in 2015. What's extra exciting about this is that you can implement them in your enclosures and your aviaries. Super cool. Update 6 will also have a new cinematic camera mode for you to play around with, adding diverse ways to capture your very best screenshots. And there will also be new zipline variants for you to decorate your park with. Now that is something that they hinted at last week with the DFW zipline building, so we're getting the other variants as well. Now for me as a sandbox player, this is very exciting and intriguing. You'll be getting 6 new square levels. I'm not 100% sure because it's one of those things that sounds too good to be true, but this reads to me like a big square map comparable to what you have in Planet Coaster, Planet Zoo, Prehistoric Kingdom. You know, instead of these weird, awkward shaped maps that Jurassic World Evolution has always given us, this seems to me that it implies square maps. We're also getting new settings for feeder reserves, which I hope hints at the infinite feeder setting that has been missing. We have income tax, wild capture frequency, and changes to decoration foliage to make management even more rewardable. I don't quite know what this will mean specifically, but again, we're getting more information about Update 6 on the forums very soon. Subscribe to the channel because, of course, again, I will be making a video about that when we have all of the details. So yeah, there is a lot to be excited about coming coming to Jurassic World Evolution 2 on March 30th. Again, update 6. So all of this is free content, whereas the 4 new dinosaurs in the Feathered Dinosaur Pack, this is not a dinosaur, obviously that is paid content, so keep that in mind. The Feathered Dinosaur Pack is going to be £6, $7, €7, but update 6 with with the new buildings and stuff like that, that is coming to your game for free. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and until next time, enjoy the hype.